Hey guys, Brian delivers you the goods here. I'm returning to you for another premiere video, and this is for gonna be right after the Wednesday versus video is done premiering. So this is for the next Coldplay album review, which is for Viva La Vida or Death and All His Friends album review that I'm gonna be reviewing. So I'm gonna discuss what I know I've listened to for this album and what I've had to re-listen to again for this album and let you know my thoughts on it. So let's dive into this review. Now, I actually used to own this album, honestly, but unfortunately I didn't. I don't know if I still have it or not. I'd have to go look into it. But if I don't, I'll just rebuy it again because this was an amazing album. Honestly, from start to finish, this album was pretty excellent. I wouldn't say there's probably one song with one part in the song, like the Yes song. I would say the Yes part of the song was not bad because I didn't like Chris Martin's deep monotone vocals, but Chinese Sleep chant was actually the better part of the Yes song. Um, Lovers in Japan / Reign of Love, very good song. Highly recommend you check that one out. Life in Technicolor opens the album up pretty well. Um, and then comes Cemeteries of London right after that. Which is I think the first three songs from tracks 2 to 4. I think Lost was fine, but Cemeteries of London and 42 seems like pretty dark and gruesome songs. Just gloomy kind of songs, I guess you could say. But it did pretty well for what it went for. So I wasn't disappointed. The Lovers in Japan part of the song sounds really good. I like it instrumentally, and how it's overall structurally sounding is pretty good. And Chris Martin singing in it is good. And Reign of Love was pretty nice vocal performance from Chris Martin in that song. But Viva La Vida, the title track, was really good. Um, I remember, which I got a little story about that song. Well, it wasn't me that was well, I don't know if I was affected by it as much, but pretty much the story is that my mom got a call or whatever from her ex-friend or whatever, which they're not friends anymore because of some drama that happened. But pretty much her belated husband died, or right when she was calling me when we heard that song, Viva La Vida, and I'm like, that just brings up sad memories. For me, I still love the song. It's a really good song. It's just kind of had a bad memory about it. Kind of sad moment about it, I guess you could say. So, yeah, it it just it was one of those sad moments. But I don't want to think about it like that because the song is enjoyable for what it is. So, yeah. Next comes Violet Hill, and that was pretty much a song that I wasn't sure if I was really gonna like, but I think it did very well for what it went for. The instrumentation in it sounds good. There is a little bit of structured drum work that I don't know if I like. Weird drum works that sounds a little weird. Strawberry Swing was a very good song. For the 4 minute runtime, it did very well for what it went for. Sorry, I got hiccups for a moment. And finally, we come to the final track, which is Death and All His Friends. Or it's another part of the title. Uh, so, yeah, the opening part of the song, Death and All His Friends, I think it sounded very mellow and monotoned at the beginning. And I don't know if it was a good thing or bad thing, but it sounded fine. Then it started picking up, and I was like, okay, this is getting a bit better. But yeah. Then comes the final act for the Death and All His Friends song, which is The Escapist. And that did very well. Sorry, this cat is wanting so much attention now. I do not know what she wants, honestly. But yeah, The Escapist was a great outro to end this album off on a good note. A really nice note. So yeah, overall, I think Coldplay Viva La Vida or Death and All His Friends, an amazing album. I think I didn't hate X and Y as much, but I think this one was their best work, in my opinion. In my opinion, this was an amazing album from start to finish, even though one track at a certain section in the song, the Yes song, the first act kind of disappointed me a bit, but not as much. I still thought it was not bad. I gave it a 4.5 out of 5. So, the Chinese sleep chant really ends off the Yes song pretty well. So, yeah. First score, I'm going to give Coldplay's Viva La Vida or Death and All His Friends a 9.5 out of 10. Very awesome album. Highly recommend you check this album out. I personally loved it. I see myself rebuying it again in the future. I don't know when I'll be able to buy it again. Hopefully by the end of 2021. Because their first 4 albums were very good. Then I started falling a little off with them from time to time during Milo Xyloto and Ghost Stories. Which, Milo Xyloto, I didn't really follow that era as much, but I tried to a bit. I wasn't really into Coldplay till like the Viva La Vida album. And then after that, I just didn't listen to them after that until Ghost Stories came out, and I'm like, okay, improvement. But comment below. Let me know what you guys thought of the Coldplay album Viva La Vida or Death and All His Friends if you've heard it, this album. And if you liked this album review I made for you guys for the 4th Marathon studio album review that I did for Coldplay's discography, comment below and let me know your thoughts on it. Tap a like on this video if you liked it. Subscribe to my channel if you can. Support the channel. I will be returning to you, I think, tomorrow night. I'm going to start recording the next premiere video, which I think I'm going to do Milo Xyloto a bit early. And then, because I know I'm doing Ghost Stories on the 27th. So next week, at the end of the next week, is when I'll be able to finish off the Coldplay Marathon album reviews. So October 2nd is going to be the last album review I do for Coldplay discography, which is Everyday Life. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this album review. I did the best I could to make it as good as possible for this Coldplay Viva La Vida or Death and All His Friends. But yeah, I'll return to you for a movie review tomorrow, and I'm petting my cat right now. Sorry. And probably 2 movie reviews. I don't know for sure. It's probably going to be during the day because there's not going to be a lot of interesting songs coming out for right now. And I'm a little disappointed because I thought there'd be some new singles coming out by now or at least tomorrow. But it is what it is. So stay safe. Take care. Hopefully you enjoyed this album review for Coldplay Viva La Vida or Death and All His Friends. And as always, I'll see you in my next review.